No, that's the beautiful thing about being the kind of honest I am. Because what I'm saying is true, because what I'm saying is backed up on honest to God, complete integrity, I can say something like that.
April has been a roller coaster in the industry, but the heat still doesn't look like it's dying down anytime soon. Jaguar Wright, that iconic singer who's never been afraid to speak her mind, just went full blazing on Diddy in a jaw-dropping interview. And to be honest, those revelations she dropped about how Diddy allegedly exploited and passed around a young Justin Bieber to his industry friends are some seriously disturbing stuff. Jaguar claims Diddy used mentorship to lure Justin in, but then subjected him to some deeply messed up situations with other men. Trust me, after hearing these claims, you're gonna be looking at all those old videos of Bieber acting out in a whole new light. The partying, the breakdowns, the bizarre behavior. It'll make you wonder what kind of drama was really going on behind the scenes with Diddy and his crew.
Let's see what reality say. It ain't my fault I be ahead of the curve. It really ain't my fault. I'm just operating in my principle.
This whole wild saga kicked off when legendary singer Jaguar Wright went on the Storm Monroe YouTube channel and just started airing out all kinds of dirty laundry about Diddy. Jaguar has been making waves for years by calling out some of the biggest names in the industry, but her latest interview took things to a whole new level. In the open chat, Jaguar made some pretty explosive claims about how Diddy allegedly used his position and influence to juice up with young artists, including the very famous Canadian singer, who was literally a kid at the time. That's right, I'm talking about our boy Justin Bieber. According to Jaguar, back when Justin was first coming up in the game, Diddy brought him into his inner circle under the guise of being a mentor and father figure. But what started as professional guidance soon took a very shocking turn. Jaguar alleges that Diddy began doing unbelievable things with the young artist and even passed him around to some of his top industry friends for fun. Now, I know those accusations sound completely insane, but just wait until you hear some of the disturbing evidence Jaguar revealed. We're talking video footage that'll show bizarre behavior from Bieber that suddenly makes much more sense if these claims are true. One of the most chilling pieces of evidence Jaguar brought up in her interview is the widely circulated video footage involving Justin Bieber, NFL star Odell Beckham Jr., and singer Trey Songz. Now, when this clip first made the rounds, some fans tried to downplay it as Justin just doing drugs with the guys. But according to Jaguar, what's really happening in that video is way more X-rated and utterly sickening. Jaguar claims the footage actually shows a young Justin in a compromising situation with Odell Beckham, while Trey Songz plays lookout. She says if you pay close attention, you can see Bieber's mouth is wet at the end from allegedly performing shit on Odell, not from any drug use. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. Jaguar said Justin may have been coerced into this situation and wasn't necessarily a willing participant. She says Trey's role as lookout implies this was being done in secret, likely to avoid a recording that could expose whatever acts were going on. Again, y'all remember that highly controversial video from back in the day where Diddy is promising to give a teenage Justin Bieber a Lambo and a whole house? At the time, most people thought it was Diddy doing one of his classic flexes to impress the young star. However, in the context of Jaguar Wright's explosive allegations, that footage takes on a whole new sinister meaning. That video was filmed during a disturbing 48-hour period where Diddy had Justin all to himself behind closed doors. Just let that nasty visual marinate for a second. A middle-aged Diddy spending 2 full days alone with a barely legal Bieber after making lavish promises about cars and cribs? Now, Jaguar doesn't exactly say what went down during those 48 hours, but she heavily implies that was when the artist's alleged journey at the hands of Diddy and his goons first started. She points to how Justin ended up getting that exact Lambo from Diddy right after getting his license, almost as if it was some kind of reward.
Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. When you get 16, you get to go.
I'm
And then, when you get 18, you get the
But the most chilling detail Jaguar brought up is how visibly uncomfortable and scared Justin seems in that video with Diddy. The kid can barely string a sentence together. He's fumbling his words like he's absolutely terrified of Diddy, which makes you wonder, was Justin's team keeping him away from Diddy for a reason before this? Had stuff already gone down that traumatized him? Looking back, there were so many red flags and disturbing incidents involving Justin Bieber that make way more sense if Jaguar Wright's claims about Diddy's alleged saga are true. For example, remember that notorious video from one of Diddy's parties, where Justin is holding a suspicious yellow liquid, even though he was way too young to be drinking? At the time, he talked about that period being really tough because he was unhappy, confused, angry, misled, and angry at God. Y'all, those are not the words of a kid living his best life. That's the cry for help from someone going through some real-life situations. And the allegations don't just involve Diddy either. Jaguar's interview revealed all kinds of gross instances of grown adults identifying with the artist, even when he was underage. Like how about that time Ellen DeGeneres showed him an extremely revealing paparazzi photo during an interview and asked him creepy questions after that? Or when James Corden made those uncomfortable comments about how good Justin smelled for a 16-year-old? Or who could forget Jenny McCarthy, 40 years old at the time, practically all over an 18-year-old Bieber on live TV and forcing him to call out how violated he felt? Heck, even Katy Perry admitted to taking things too far by shamelessly serenading Bieber's body to see what it felt like. Like, what grown woman thinks it's okay to joke around in that manner? Looking back at all these inappropriate encounters with entertainment industry figures, it's hard not to think young Justin had truly been through it all. And if Jaguar's revelation is accurate, the allegation about Diddy and his circle would just be the most extreme example of what he was forced to endure. Also, that wouldn't be the first time Diddy allegedly preyed on a young male artist under the guise of mentorship. According to Jaguar Wright, Diddy ran the same playbook years earlier with no other than Usher. Y'all remember how Usher came up being personally mentored by Diddy, right? Well, Jaguar claims their relationship was way more twisted than we ever knew. She alleges that as a child, Usher was part of what Diddy called his puffy flavor camp, which honestly just sounds like a nasty cult filled with wild things. Usher himself has talked about how wild things got while living at Diddy's house during that time, saying it was supposed to teach him flavor. But really, what kind of sick flavor was Diddy providing? The receipts also kind of prove that something legitimately horrific may have happened too. There are court documents claiming Usher was also involved with Diddy and his buddies. Even Diddy himself has slipped up and admitted to sleeping in the same bed as a pre-teen Usher. So if Usher went through this in Diddy's camp at such a young age, who's to say the same thing didn't eventually happen to Justin when he came up under their wing years later? Jaguar insists it's all part of the same behavioral pattern from Diddy, taking advantage of young male artists' ambitions. The sad thing is, the signs of Usher's trauma from that experience seem to be all over his public persona and how he guardedly discusses Diddy to this day. This brings us to the next artist, who may have been another alleged victim, Meek Mill. Jaguar believes Meek may have also been passed around to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett as part of some Hollywood elite dirty ring. You know what we mean, yeah. Now, I know those claims sound crazy, but they're allegedly backed up in court documents from that Lil Rod lawsuit against Diddy. At first, Meek went into complete denial mode when the allegations dropped, going on a weirdo tweet storm about how much he loves women to try and prove he wasn't Diddy's toy. But Jaguar claims his outburst showed textbook signs of someone struggling not to face their truth. She points to all the strange behavior over the years that hints at more than just a mentorship between Meek and Diddy, like them wearing matching pajamas, Diddy calling Meek Daddy, and Meek looking shook anytime Diddy got too close during interviews. While Jaguar doesn't outright accuse Meek of being involved with the Smiths, she does hint that he may have crossed paths with their alleged cult too, under the guidance of Diddy. So, with all these sickening allegations, you've got to be wondering, What's Bieber's side of the story? Well, according to sources close to the singer, he may actually be willing to confront his past with Diddy's camp if it helps the current investigation into Diddy's alleged crimes. Now, Justin has been pretty silent about the nature of his relationship with Diddy over the years. But after watching that heartbreaking YouTube documentary, where he opened up about his struggles with mental health, depression, and feeling misled during his rise to fame, it's hard not to speculate about what really went on. But perhaps most telling of all is that infamous footage of Justin at a party with Diddy and The Game, where he's being suspiciously given drinks by older men while seeming totally out of it. The haunting implications of what could have happened next is unbelievable to think about. Look, whether Justin decides to finally open up about his experiences or not, he has to know he has the full support of fans and survivors everywhere. The man has clearly been through a lot that speaks for itself when you connect all the hushed whispers from the industry. Y'all, I don't think I've ever covered allegations as deeply as the ones Jaguar Wright laid out about how Diddy and his inner circle allegedly groomed a young Justin for their desires. And it even gets worse the more you look into it. A violation of innocence could very well explain Bieber's public slipping into depression, substance abuse, and erratic behavior over the years. And let's not forget how virtually every step of Justin Bieber's meteoric rise to fame was filled with incidents of grown adults doing stuff like this openly, almost grooming the world to accept the idea of this literal minor being passed around to Hollywood elites. Whether Justin or any of the other alleged victims ever feel comfortable enough to come forward with their full truths or not, one thing is clear: there needs to be a deep, systematic reckoning for how young, aspiring performers could so easily fall prey to this from their mentors. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any celebrity news updates.